Krishna. Welcome to the series of systematic study of Bhagavad Gita. So today we shall be starting with the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshurun Mritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we shall be starting with the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The first chapter is entitled as Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kuru-kṣetre. First chapter, text number 1. dhṛtarāṣṭra uvāca dharma-kṣetre kuru-kṣetre samavetā yuyutsavaḥ māmakāḥ pāṇḍavāś caiva kim akurvata sañjaya. Dhṛtarāṣṭra said, O Sañjaya, after my sons and sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kuru-kṣetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? So Bhagavad Gita is a widely read theistic science. When we say theistic science means it is the book which is primarily dealing with theism. There are many people who may have very strong atheistic views, and they may also try to read Bhagavad Gita. But their reading of Bhagavad Gita will not bear the real fruit for which Bhagavad Gita is meant for. The real purpose of Bhagavad Gita is revealed to a person who reads it with theistic ideas. For example, if somebody tries to taste the honey, you may take a honey bottle, but without opening the seal of it, if you try to simply lick the bottle from outside, you will never get the taste for the honey. So, it is very crucial and essential that one reads Bhagavad Gita the way it was understood by the original student. The original student of Bhagavad Gita is Arjuna, who heard Bhagavad Gita from Sri Krishna, the original speaker of Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is the original speaker and Arjuna is the original student of Bhagavad Gita. So, giving little background, Bhagavad Gita should be read very scrutinizingly. Scrutinizingly means to examine for or observe with great care. That's the definition of scrutinizing. If one really wants to understand Bhagavad Gita, one should scrutinizingly study Bhagavad Gita under the guidance of a person who has understood it and has been practicing the teachings of Gita in his or her life. Bhagavad Gita is the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, which is also being narrated to Dhṛtarāṣṭra, the king, by his secretary Sañjaya. Sañjaya was chariot driver as well as secretary of Dhṛtarāṣṭra. He got the benediction from Vyasadeva that even though he may not be present on the battlefield of Kuru-kṣetra, but he can still visualize everything like a television view he can get sitting in his own home or sitting in the palace of Dhṛtarāṣṭra. So Dhṛtarāṣṭra is inquiring from Sañjaya. And Sañjaya, being blessed by the Vyasadeva, he can narrate what is exactly transpiring on Kuru-kṣetra's battlefield. So the first verse of Bhagavad Gita begins with Dhṛtarāṣṭra's inquiry. Dhṛtarāṣṭra uvāca. Dhṛtarāṣṭra is speaking. What he is speaking? Dharma-kṣetre, kuru-kṣetre, samavetā yuyutsavaḥ. Māmakāḥ pāṇḍavāś akurvata sañjaya. So he is speaking about dharma-kṣetre, kuru-kṣetre. Kuru-kṣetra is the actual place in India. It is situated about 100 miles north of New Delhi. So, and it is very much known as a dharma-kṣetra. Dharma-kṣetra means a religious holy place. Especially in Eastern theology, there are many scriptures, the Puranas, which refer to this place called Kuru-kṣetra. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the 18 Puranas, describes that Srimad Bhagavatam as having this reference of Kuru-kṣetra. It's a place where, many religious and auspicious functions being performed by the sages and great personalities of the past. So Kuru-kṣetra is known, a well-known holy place. Dhṛtarāṣṭra is inquiring, dharma-kṣetre, kuru-kṣetre, samavetā yuyutsavaḥ. So the battle has been arranged to take place in this place of Kuru-kṣetra, where the army of Dhṛtarāṣṭra, headed by his 100 sons, especially the eldest of whom was Duryodhana, has assembled to wage a war against the Pāṇḍavāś, the 5 sons of Pandu, who happened to be the younger brother of Dhṛtarāṣṭra. So Dhṛtarāṣṭra and Pandu, the 2 brothers, and their children have assembled on the Kuru-kṣetra to engage. With great determination, they have assembled to engage in war. So Dhṛtarāṣṭra knows that this battlefield has been arranged for the purpose of fighting over the kingdom. And yet, he is inquiring. Samavetā yuyutsavaḥ, māmakāḥ pāṇḍavāś kim akurvata. They have assembled on the battlefield of Kuru-kṣetra, but what are they doing? It looks like an absurd inquiry. If a person is given a plate of nice meal and he is hungry, so if you get to know that such and such person, he was hungry and he was given a nice plate of feast, nice foodstuffs to be eaten, what did he do next? It's natural. If a person is hungry, he is given a nice meal, he will eat. What is the question? What did he do? Similarly, if the 2 parties have assembled in a place to have a determination, with a great determination they have assembled to engage in the war, having a question, what did they do, looks like an absurd inquiry. But this is not an absurd inquiry. It's a very sensible inquiry. We'll continue to look into this in our next session. Thank you very much. So looking forward to continue from this point the inquiry of Dhṛtarāṣṭra about the army of Pāṇḍavāś and his own army of Kauravas. What did they do after they assembled on the battlefield of Kuru-kṣetra? Hare Krishna.